Did you know there was a hurricane that almost hit New York City? It's true. And to tell you this amazing story, we are going to go back in time to August of 2011. Hello and welcome to our channel, where we bring you stories from all over the world about amazing rescues at sea. Our videos are normally about big cargo ships or massive cruise ships, but every now and then we come across a small yacht story like this one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this story about the SV Karma. The year is 2011 and Hurricane Irene is heading north after doing a lot of damage down south. But she still has a lot of punch left in her and is packing winds of around 80 knots. The U.S. government issues a hurricane warning for Long Island and Connecticut, and the decision is made to close all bridges and tunnels into the city of New York. Governor Andrew Cuomo issues a rare level 4 travel advisory urging everyone to avoid being on the roads. Many people heed the warning and leave the coastal areas, but some choose to stay in their homes. One couple chooses to stay aboard their sailboat. The SV Karma is a 42-foot sailboat owned by Alan and Diane Borden. They've been sailing the East Coast and decided to keep heading north during the summer and fall. Now, they were spending the summer at Pier 94 on the Hudson River, just a few blocks away from the Lincoln Tunnel in one of the busiest areas in the world. Normally, it would be a great place to spend the summer, but with Hurricane Irene coming through, it could get pretty dangerous. Alan and Diane decide to stay on board their boat instead of finding a safe harbor or going home. In fact, many boaters in the area decided to do the same thing. As the hurricane approaches, they watch nervously as the wind starts to pick up and the waves start to get bigger. On Saturday, August, they wake up to the sound of strong winds and heavy rain. The hurricane has arrived, and now they need to batten down the hatches and hope for the best. Alan and Diane secure everything on deck, grab their tools, and prepare for the worst. The wind howls and the rain pours, but the boat holds steady. They check in with other boats in the marina, and everyone seems to be holding up okay. But as the day goes on, things start to get worse. As the afternoon progresses, the wind starts to pick up even more, and the waves get bigger. The rain turns into a torrential downpour, and visibility drops to almost zero. Alan and Diane brace themselves for the worst. The storm is hitting them full force now, and they can feel the boat rocking and swaying with each gust of wind. They hold on tight to the lifeline as they make their way around the cabin top to the safest place they can find, which is under the table in the back corner of the salon. Hours pass, and the storm rages on outside. They hear the sound of ripping sails and breaking masts as other boats in the marina are being damaged by the storm. They also see the water level start to rise, and they worry that their boat may take on water. They wait it out, hoping that the storm will eventually pass and they will be okay. But as night falls, the storm is still raging outside, and they start to get worried. They have never experienced a storm like this before, and they are not sure if their boat can withstand it. They try to sleep, but the constant rocking and swaying of the boat makes it impossible. They spend a long and anxious night waiting for the storm to pass. As the first light of dawn appears, they finally start to see a break in the clouds. The wind and the rain begin to slowly subside, and the water level begins to drop. They cautiously make their way around the boat to see the damage. The storm has passed, but the damage is extensive. The Dodger and Bimini are ripped off the boat and the sails are short. The mast is bent and the rigging is broken. The hull is scratched and dented in several places. But the most important thing is that they are okay. Their boat is damaged, but it is still afloat. They contact the Coast Guard and let them know that they are okay and that they need help getting the boat back to shore. A Coast Guard vessel is dispatched to help them, and soon they are on their way back to the dock. As they approach the dock, they see that the hurricane has caused a lot of damage. Docks and boats are destroyed, and debris is strewn everywhere. But they are relieved to be back in port. Once they get the boat secured to the dock, they start to assess the damage. The list of items needed to repair the boat is long, and the cost of repairs is going to be high. But they are insured, and they start the process of getting the boat fixed. In the aftermath of the storm, they start to clean up the mess, and they begin the long process of recovering from the damage caused by Hurricane Irene. The experience is traumatic, and they are shaken by how close they came to disaster. But they are grateful to be alive, and they start to rebuild their lives. You might be wondering, why did they stay on their boat when they knew a hurricane was coming? Well, it's because they thought they were safe in the marina. They had seen smaller storms come and go, and they had never had any problems. Plus, they were close to home and they didn't think that the hurricane would be that bad. They were wrong. This was one of the biggest mistakes of their lives. They put themselves in danger unnecessarily and they could have easily lost their lives. They were lucky to survive the storm and they learned a valuable lesson about the power of nature. When Hurricane Irene hit, it was one of the worst storms to hit the East Coast in a long time. It caused billions of dollars in damage and killed dozens of people. The New York City area was hit particularly hard and many people were left homeless after the storm. The response to the hurricane was slow, and many people were angry about how the government handled the situation. There were widespread power outages and people were left without water or food for days. The storm surge was particularly devastating, and many people lost everything they owned. After the storm passed, people began to assess the damage and the recovery process began. People began to clean up the mess and rebuild their lives. But the road to recovery was long and difficult. Many people were still dealing with the aftermath of the storm years later. One of the biggest challenges was dealing with the insurance companies. Many people were denied coverage for the damage to their homes or businesses. This led to a lot of frustration and anger, and many people felt that they were on their own in the aftermath of the storm. Despite the challenges, people began to rebuild their lives. They came together to help each other, and they were able to restore their communities. The spirit of community was one of the most powerful things to come out of this hurricane. People helped each other, and they were able to recover together. The hurricane was a tragedy, but it also brought out the best in people. It showed that when we work together, we can overcome even the toughest challenges. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. We have lots of great videos in the pipeline, including more stories about big ships and the amazing people who work on them. You'll also get to see amazing rescues, interesting ship tours, and much more. So don't miss out. Subscribe today. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more videos like this, please let us know in the comments below. We'll do our best to make sure you're always entertained. So hit that subscribe button and join our family.